Well, hello, friends. Welcome to Soul Steps with Dr. Ren. I am coming from the beautiful beaches of Aruba again. Sadly, this is my last day. So sad. Look at that. Nothing but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beaches. So, I've had a really wonderful week-long vacation here. And I'm ready. I'm ready to return home. I'm ready to return to my work and responsibilities, schedule, routine. Although I have kept up a lot of my regular routine, you know the thing I miss the most? I miss my morning prayer partner. I miss you, Lio, because in the morning, usually in kind of like a middle part of my workout time, I'm usually spending some of it on the phone with my sister and then my prayer partner. And although I have talked with my sister a couple times since I've been here, I miss my prayer partner. And I'm really looking forward to going back to that routine when I get back. So today I wanted to speak a little bit about suffering. Love how I keep these like great topics. A good death, suffering, the basics. But honestly, I'm here in this most beautiful place, just marveling at the water. I was thinking to myself on the walk over here as I was praying, how many beautiful things there are in the world. There's so many beautiful places. There's so many beautiful people. There's so many beautiful things. The world is full of so many beautiful things. I was just kind of like really overwhelmed with that feeling. And then not too far behind that feeling of fullness with the awareness of how great many beautiful things there are. Love, new love, first loves, long-lasting loves, life loves. So many beautiful things. I was thinking, there's also a great deal of suffering in this world. A great deal of violence. A great deal of envy. A great deal of pain. A great deal of loneliness. I was thinking there's a great deal of suffering in this world as well. I was kind of full of that awareness for a while. And both of these two things draw me closer to God when I look out into the waters and see like probably about 4 or 5 different colors in the waters here. I think about how amazing God is to have created all these things with just a word. And then, when I think about the great suffering of the world, children who die young, people who spend decades loving someone else and then have to find a way to exist without them. People whose lives are cut short from illness, disability, people who maybe were born without an ability to live the full range of physical or mental human experience. I think about, wow, how much of a gift is it, if you've ever borne witness to someone who has found a meaningful, engaged life existence in the face of great suffering and sorrow, that too makes me stand in awe of Creator God. Kind of a paradox, you might say. But in my own life, I find it to be true as well. Times that I feel closest to God are in times when I'm overwhelmed with wonder and awe, the beauty of love, and times when I am poured out to the last drop of strength, back is against the wall, and feel that there's really no more left in the tank and I can't go on, take one more step. And then I find there God's grace in just enough portion to go on. And that gift of finding God's grace as sufficient, I don't know, is part of me that thinks there's something even more beautiful about suffering in that way. Although we never choose it, often we can't change it. Most of the time we don't like it. I do find God's breath tangible, His love close, His presence clear in those moments. And so this is like the great mystery of our human life. And I wrote about the fact that half the world's population is in a season of repentance, and prayer, and fasting. Ramadan and the Lenten season are aligned this year. And the world is in great turmoil and tension. There are so many forces pulling in different directions. Sometimes makes me feel as if the world may just pull itself apart. And yet, somehow, I can hold on to hope. I can hold on to the hope that there is a God who is in control of all things, who knows all things, who sees all things, who prepares the way before us. And that means that the expectation or the need or the responsibility of figuring things out is not mine. And in fact, I can just take a walk on the beach and ponder these things without the stress of needing to figure it all out. And, there's still so much mystery in life. Great many things I don't understand. Great many things I'd like to learn. So many things I want to do. Don't we all have hopes and dreams? And if you have the opportunity to sit with another being at the end of their life, when that fearless moral inventory occurs, sometimes this occurs when people reach a rock bottom of their life and they take stock and say, what am I doing with my life? I've had those moments more than once. Usually it comes right before a major transition or change. And usually those kind of rock bottom moments create the conditions under which a person is invited to make those reflections. But certainly, even if you've had a easy life, of which I don't know anyone who has, at the end of one's life, especially, I'm imagining, even if you have like a quick traumatic death, there's some moment, maybe it's a millisecond, where you may have that opportunity to say, what have I done with my life? Have I made a difference? Has it mattered that I was here? Did I live my life with honor? Was I kind? Did I do God's will? And so my invitation for you today is to not wait until that focusing moment occurs. You are invited today to take an examine of your life, just one day at a time, and reflect upon that question. How will I live today? Will I seek to do God's will? Will I seek to be kind? Will I seek to be humble and meek, as is my resolution this month? And what does that look like? And what does that require of me? And how can I walk these walks and take these soul steps in community? I don't really think that we were meant to be alone. In fact, scriptures tell us it's not good that we're alone. It's not good for us to be alone. And so, if you're feeling alone, then, maybe take a risk and reach out to someone. I'm sure there's at least one person that you can think of that comes to mind that you could reach out to. I'm certainly here and happy to listen. Kind of a professional listener. I'm kind of good at it. It's my jam. But seriously, you don't have to live life alone. You certainly don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to suffer in silence. And sometimes sharing your suffering is the best way of making meaning of it. Because you'll probably find that you're not the only one going through that thing. You're not the only one grieving. You're not the only one in pain. You're not the only one struggling. You're not the only one angry. You're not the only one confused. You're not the only one that's been betrayed or hurt. And there's something that happens when you realize that. So that's what I have for you today. I am really going to miss this happy island of Aruba. I will be returning here. I'm not sure when, because next year we have a really big trip planned to go to Egypt, Lord willing, and experience the eclipse in Luxor, Egypt. That is going to be one of those bucket list huge investments. And so there may not be margin for Aruba in 2027, but Lord willing, there'll be 2028, which is going to be a great year. It's the year that my two boys will be graduating from high school and college. So they're all thinking about what they want their graduation trip to be. So I'll have to be saving up a couple of coins for that. Well, I'm almost at my original soul steps, 15 minutes. That's what I kind of tried to make it when I first started out, so that you could just take some short steps with me, stretching or walking or just laying in your bed. And guess what? It's not 4:30 in the morning, so you guys, this is like regular time. But that's all I have for you today. I want you to remember to move your body with love and intention today. And always remember that I love you. Bye.